Money anxiety is strange. It doesn't arrive only when you are broke. It doesn't disappear when you earn more. And it doesn't quiet down just because the numbers make sense. If money anxiety were logical, it would respond to logic. Pay the bill, calm returns. Get the raise, relief arrives. Build the savings, safety settles. But that's not what happens. Instead, the anxiety lingers. It hums in the background. It waits for the next expense, the next deep, the next what if. And that tells us something important. Money anxiety isn't reacting to your bank balance, it's reacting to your relationship with safety. Money isn't just currency, it's the symbol your nervous system uses to measure security, control, and survival. Your brain isn't asking, is this amount sufficient? It's asking that if something goes wrong, am I protected? And for many people, the answer learned early was no. That's why money anxiety feels constant. Not because of what you have, but because of what you once didn't. If you grew up with instability or emotional or financial or maybe both, your nervous system learned a quiet rule. Safety is temporary, loss is sudden, relaxation is risky. So, even when money improves, the body doesn't excel, it stays alert because it learned that calm once came before collapse. That's why two people can earn the same amount. One feels secure while the other feels like they are just one mistake away from a disaster. Same income, different nervous system. Money anxiety isn't greed, it's hypervigilance. And hypervigilance doesn't turn off just because things look okay today. Money anxiety usually isn't about spending too much, it's about anticipating loss. You are not anxious about the purchase, you are anxious about what it might trigger later. What if something unexpected happens? What if this is when things start slipping? What if I misjudge and pay for it later? That's not irresponsibility. That's a system trained to scan the future for danger. This is why budgeting apps don't calm everyone. This is why just save more doesn't land. Because structure doesn't soothe a nervous system that never learned stability. Money anxiety isn't the fear of poverty, it's the fear of powerlessness, fear of being stuck, fear of having no options, fear of depending on something or someone again. So the mind keeps calculating, rechecking, running scenarios, not because you enjoy it, but because vigilance once felt like protection. This is also why money anxiety often gets louder during good periods. When things finally stabilize, the brain says, don't get comfortable. This is when it disappears. So instead of relief, you feel pressure. Pressure to maintain, pressure to not mess it up, pressure to stay ahead of an invisible threat. Money becomes something you grip, not something you trust. And the cost of that isn't just stress, it's exhaustion because constantly managing safety is tiring. Now, here's the part most advice gets wrong, okay? Money anxiety doesn't ease when you force yourself to think abundantly. It doesn't soften when you shame yourself for worrying. And it doesn't disappear when you pretend money doesn't matter. Because this isn't a mindset problem, it's a memory problem. Your nervous system isn't sabotaging you, it's protecting you using the information that used to be true. So, the work isn't convincing yourself that you are safe. The work is showing your body that safety can exist without constant vigilance. That calm doesn't always precede collapse. That having enough doesn't require being on edge. That rest doesn't automatically lead to loss. This isn't about letting go of responsibility. It's about letting go of panic as a strategy. Stability is learned slowly, through repetition, through constant repetition, through predictability, through moments where nothing goes wrong and your body notices. Because safety isn't built through control, it is built through experience. And until your nervous system learns that safety can last, money will always feel like something you have to defend. So, if money anxiety feels constant, hear this clearly, okay? Nothing is wrong with you. You are not failing at adulthood or you are not broken. Your system just hasn't learned yet that safety doesn't vanish the moment you relax. And learning that isn't about numbers, it's about regulation, trust, and slowly loosening fear's grip on the future. If this put words to something you have been carrying quietly, stay here. This kind of peace doesn't shout, it settles, and you don't have to rush it. Real growth and raw healing. I hear you and I love you.